Hello and welcome to this video of monitoring software usage with CQ FlexMon. Today we're going to be starting to look at the Manage Autodesk module. I'm Jeremy. I've been working with Symmetry now for 25 years. Started off as a hardware engineer, progressed up to an IT consultant. And I've always had a lot of knowledge really with Autodesk software, the suites, the deployments and licensing. So I've now started to look at how we can monitor that software and start to look at the information we gather from monitoring that Autodesk software, and also trying to help our customers with their licenses and optimizing their licenses as best as we can. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the Manage Autodesk module within the actual client. So this is the report client for CQ FlexMon, and we're going to start today to have a look at the Manage Autodesk module. So this is the Manage Autodesk module, and what we do here is actually when you've transitioned your licenses across from network licenses to user assigned, you have to assign those licenses inside your Autodesk portal for all of your users to use that software. So what we do is actually we populate the information into our CQ FlexMon database from the information from the Autodesk portal. What we do then is we start to look at all of the information that we've got, and we can start to filter that down. So as you can see here, we've got a long list of products that actually have been added into the Autodesk portal for all of the users. Now, some of this software that you have, you may not actually use because it's basically free software and you may not have deployed it out to your desktops. So there is no point in really having that monitored. We can select all assignments, but what we normally do is help the customers and work out that actually the products that they are using may well be the AEC collection, the AutoCAD toolset, Flex licenses and Vault Professional in this example. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick these, and you can customize this in any way you want. You could have AEC and AutoCAD, you could have Flex and Vault as separate entities. You can start to really granularly filter these products and assignments out. So we're going to select that. What we can also do is pick the products. So again, you may find that you've got a multitude of products in this long list of products that are included in your AEC collection suite. But actually the products that you're using are these: Advanced Steel, AutoCAD, all of these. And so again, what we're going to do is you can customize these in any shape or form that you want, but we're going to pick main products. Again, same issue with the users. You can pick different users, you can create different groups, but again, we're going to pick all users for this example. We're going to pick February 2023 in this demo database, which will slightly skew some figures a little bit later, but I'll show you what I mean. And then what we can do is we can pick show result. So what this is going to do is it's going to pull the information that we've received in from the Autodesk portal. So as you can see, we've got the usernames. We're talking to Active Directory on your server, and we're actually receiving in the display names and email addresses and other information from Active Directory, which can be very, very useful. So what we're actually going to have a look at, we can spot that we've got in the month of February 2023, we can start to see that we've got this information that we've pulled up. So we can start to see assignments. We can start to see that this user has an AutoCAD toolset license assigned. Now, as they've got an AutoCAD toolset license assigned, they would not be consuming any tokens, Flex tokens. But what we do is actually we take the usage and we give you an idea of the token usage. So we've spotted that they've used AutoCAD 17 times within that period, and had they been on Flex tokens, they would have consumed 119 tokens, which is quite a lot in a month. So it's the correct license. We can see straight away that this is the correct license for this user at the moment, based on their usage and the amount of tokens that they've consumed. We can also spot that we've got AEC licenses here. So an AEC license has been assigned. They've used a product out of the AEC license twice, and they've consumed 14 tokens, or would have consumed 14 tokens had they been on Flex. We've actually got some Flex users also. So we can spot that we've got Flex tokens in use, They've used products 4 times and they've consumed 21 tokens. So you want to see this again highlights a very, very easy way of us to show this information, that the Flex users should always be the lower users of the software. So what they should see there is very, very low usage, because you could burn through tokens very, very quickly and it starts to cost you more. So you'll start to look at this information, and this information could get sent to you weekly, 2-weekly, monthly, whenever the period of time is. We can also go back recurring month back from when you run the report, previous months, 6 months worth of data, so you can get a very, very good picture of your usage. So again, we start to look at these tokens, and they are very, very lightweight tokens. So that's really very, very handy for us to see that. So what we can also do is have a look at some more information. So let's have a look on some users. So we've got into the product overview tab. So really what we can start to see here is we've got some symmetry people that have used the software. We can start to see what products they've actually used now. So again, we can start to look at these products. So they've used AutoCAD MEP and Revit. So they've had an AEC collection license assigned to them. We see exactly what product they've actually used, how many times they've used it, and had they been on Flex tokens, the amount of tokens that they would have consumed. So what we can see also is Flex. So we can see that they've got a Flex user license assigned, and they've consumed 2 tokens. Sorry, used it twice, consumed 14 tokens. So we can start to see here also, we're highlighting some duplicates. So this user has an AutoCAD toolset license assigned and they've used it. They've also got Flex tokens assigned. So you wouldn't normally have Flex tokens assigned as well as an AEC license or an AutoCAD toolset license, but you can assign that in the portal. So if you do that, what happens there is actually Autodesk realise that you've got Flex tokens assigned as well as an AutoCAD license assigned or an AEC collection license assigned. It won't burn through tokens. It will actually consume your license here. So you can do it, and it's not going to have a negative impact on your tokens. It's just what we do is there is no real need to have Flex tokens assigned. So that's where we can start to see, and we can start to see the assignments and actually the usage of when they've started to use it with the consumption of those tokens as well. The other thing that we also can show in here is the subscriptions. So we've got different quantities of subscriptions. So what we do is actually we can produce this in a report as well. So we've got an Excel template here of where we can take this information in and just give you a bit more information. You can use the information that you've seen there. CQ Flexmon has its own Excel engine within it, so there's nothing stopping you from copying any of that information out into Excel, but we've done that for you with an Excel template, and we can start to look at some of this other information that we can start to see. So we've got some proposed actions here, so we can start to spot that actually these people, we've seen that they've got Flex tokens assigned. And the proposed action really is we need to unassign them Flex and we need to assign them an AutoCAD toolset. The reason for that is because we've spotted that they are starting to use too many tokens and the only product that they've used is AutoCAD. What we want to do is get rid of those Flex tokens or deassign that license because they're going to consume too many tokens. We then need to assign that AutoCAD toolset license to them. So it's a very easy way for us to just give you some handy information, some hints and tips of what we think you should do based on the information we've received in terms of optimizing your licenses. What we don't want to do is these users to continue using Flex tokens and burn through those Flex tokens. So we've got some more information in here in terms of the license usage. Again, we start to spot that it's in use. We can also start to spot it's green or actually the date last used. So it's green because they've used it very recent in this month. But if they haven't used it for a long time, we start to change. And also here we can start to see that actually they've got an AutoCAD toolset license here assigned, but they've not used it. So these are the types of users that you would actually change their license type. If this was me, I would probably put these users onto Flex. If they've not used it, they don't need a license. What you don't want to happen is you have all of your licenses used up, and actually you look inside the portal, you have 5 new starters, and actually you buy 5 more licenses. You don't really need to do that at the moment because we've got people with toolset licenses assigned. We've even got an AEC collection license assigned, which is a very expensive license, and someone's not used it. What we want to do is 5 new starters join. We want to look at this report. We want to get the users that haven't used the software but got licenses assigned, move those licenses to the new starters, put these people on Flex, because what we don't want to do is stop them from using any product if they need to. But what we want to do is if they're then on Flex and they start to use it, we get another report come through, we start to analyze that data, and then we can start to make a call on whether we need to change them from Flex to a toolset license. At some point, you may need to buy more licenses because of starters and people are using the software a lot. If that's the case, then you have to buy some more licenses. Just what we want to do is the current licenses that you've got in your subscription in your portal, we want to make sure they're as optimized as possible. So we've got some heat maps here as well, so we can start to spot that this user was on Flex tokens because it's got a number in there. Flex tokens, then for some reason, we've assigned them a license. It could be that they've consumed more tokens and we've moved them across, but then actually they've had not a lot of usage. We've then gone back to a Flex license. This user has had only Flex and they've only used it twice in that month, for instance, and the amount of tokens. This user, no tokens, which means they're on an AutoCAD toolset license or an actual assigned license. So, and you can see they're heavy consumers of that product. This one here is spotting us straight away that actually that's too many tokens in a month already. So we'd really recommend you going. So for some reason they've had a license and then they've moved it across to Flex, but actually they should be put back onto a different license. So it's a very, very easy way for us to show that in a picture of what we think your licenses are doing, and also some handy tips of what we think you should do to change those licenses. And again, all of these different things with pivot tables, you can start to pick different software. You can start to pick different AutoCAD usage, MEP usage. They're all being able to select whatever product you actually want to see. Inactivity graphs, this is the one that's going to be slightly skewed because what it does is it takes today's date and tries to work back inactivity use. So this is why we've got some big numbers because we're in June and actually we've picked February, it tries to go back. But this is the type of report you would run maybe on the 1st of every month going back for a previous month. An assignment status. So this is another one that we pull out of the Autodesk portal. So we can start to spot that we've got quantity, 42 licenses there of AEC in use and inactive. What we don't want to see really is inactive licenses of AEC, because if you've got Flex tokens and people consuming those Flex tokens, there's no point in doing that. We might as well put these users onto an AEC collection license and keep your Flex tokens. So really we want to make sure that the AEC collection licenses are fully populated and fully assigned to users so that we can start to use those. Keep your Flex tokens for the very, very infrequent users, but also after we've consumed or actually allocated all of the AEC collection licenses. So very, very handy information there. And sometimes it's difficult to find that information out. So this is where we can actually display this information.